Hey, tburrier from tburrier.com. So today I'm going to talk about the difference between a coach and a mentor and really whether or not you should have one. So the first question to think about is, do you have one? You probably do have mentors, even if they're not purposeful, right? You may have mentors via books, or there are people in your life that you listen to. And so they serve as mentors, even if it's not a true mentor relationship. But I want to give you some insight as to the difference and why maybe you should be purposeful in having one or not having one. So think about it let's look at it from a business perspective. So what is a coach? A coach is someone who helps someone help themselves towards the progression of a goal. That's essentially what a coach does. They're not necessarily an expert in the thing. Matter of fact, coaches don't have to be experts, right? By definition, they're helping you pull out what you already know. It's ideal if they have some experience, but it's not necessary. A mentor is a little bit different. A mentor is an experienced person, right? They serve as an advisor. A coach, by definition, doesn't advise. They don't counsel. They help pull things out from you. So you're counseling yourself with the aid of the coach. But a mentor, they're an advisor, a counselor. They bring wisdom. They are an expert in the field that you're desiring it of. They have knowledge, wisdom. You trust them. That's essentially what a mentor is. And in some cases, a coach and mentor can be the same thing, right? Depending on what it is. Sometimes you might have someone who operates as both. So the question is, do you have one, and should you have one? And so for me, when I wanted direction in a certain thing that I had the skills to do, but didn't quite have the understanding or know how to apply them, I hired a coach, right? And the coach helped me to make progress in that area. I've always used mentors from the perspective of books, and had a few mentors that I was purposeful for reaching out to. So that's how I've used them in the past. So should you have one? So it really depends on how serious you are, right? I mean, if you're really serious about accomplishing something, you should have a coach. Absolutely. Now, if you're in the home business space, you will have an upline, right, or a sponsor, and maybe they're your coach. Sometimes that doesn't work out. Sometimes it does, right? And so if you have someone who is a sponsor who can be your coach, that's ideal. You have to deal with the ideas in your own self that in a classic coaching relationship, a coach doesn't have a vested interest in the success of the person they're coaching. They ideally, of course, want them to succeed. That reflects well on the coach, but it's not tied together. When you have someone in your company, whether you're an employee or you are sponsored in a home business environment, then that person who is coaching you, by definition, has some vested interest, and you have to be able to separate that out. So that's one of the reasons people seek independent coaches, because then they don't have to deal with that at all. They don't have to think about, well, you're only telling me to do this because it's good for you too. Right? And again, if you understand the heart of the coach and the coach has your best interest in heart, you can get past that. So that's a trust thing. But, when I coach people, I help them uncover their gifts. I help them uncover their strengths. I help them develop their skills. I help them develop themselves. I help them be accountable for executing. That's what I do when I coach. When I mentor, it's a little bit different because then I'm giving people expertise for them to consider, right, when they're making decisions. And obviously, I'm only going to be mentoring people in the areas that I have expertise, which is home business and training and health and wellness and things like that. And so you have to make the decision on your own, but I hope this gives you a little bit of guidance on how to look at it and how to think about it. And so feel free to share this. I'm sure you have people in your space who are in need of coaches or mentors and trying to figure that out, and maybe this will help them a little bit. And also head over to tburrier.com and get the free download audio of how to overcome the 4 barriers of success. That's a little coaching and mentoring there, and it really will make a difference for you because I know I've been there. I've been there. I've had those barriers, and I know what they're like to have to deal with. So if you need to talk to me, feel free to reach out, and I hope I'll see you again soon.